my agent put me up for the job at Entertainment Tonight because I'd also done news and blah 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 blah. So I meet with John Goldhammer, who was at the time development director at Paramount. But because the first producer of the show had left, John was left with producing Entertainment Tonight and being the development head at Paramount. Not an easy task because Entertainment Tonight really pulverized you when you got out of the booth that day, you know. So I meet with John. The preface had been watch the show for a week. Watch the show for a week and come in and critique it for me. So I walked in and said, "Hey, John, I was at a conference a couple days ago and I saw your wife. She looked great." He said, "I'm getting a divorce." So he asks me to talk about the show, and I felt that the reporters didn't have a sign off. They didn't say, blah, 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 Entertainment Tonight. I said, top of your show is news. It should have a news feel to it. And I said, I'd like to do unique segments. This is a show about television and film. We could do 25 years of television, 25 years of great film, the top 10 news stories of our decade. Mm-hmm. He said, this is all good. He said, anything else? I said, yeah. I said, I think that blonde co-host has to go. And he said, I'm dating her. I can't tell you what it was like being in that seat. I mean, it was like, where the hell is the next exit? And he said, but I think you're right. He said, that will be one of the first things I want you to do is find us a new co-host. So I got there and I started looking through tapes and I popped in this tape. And in 10 seconds, I saw these bright blue eyes and these legs that just wouldn't quit. 10 seconds, I pulled the tape out. I said, I think we found her. And it took me about 3 weeks to convince them, but that was the beginning of Mary's career. Jim Bellows was the executive producer of the shows. Jim was a fellow who had the most amazing career in newspapers. So they wanted to bring credibility to the show. At first, when the reporters would go out, hi, my name is blah, blah, and I'm on Entertainment Tonight, and we're a news show about entertainment and blah, blah, blah. So like the litany of things you had to tell people before you asked them the first question, because they didn't know who the hell you were. And this hadn't been done before. There was no such thing as satellite transmission. Mm-hmm. So we had to establish that. We had to establish news credibility. We had to establish... I wouldn't say hard-hitting, but I would say at least inquisitive and questioning interviews with celebrities so it didn't look like we were just going to, promote their next movie. Mm-hmm. And then we did 25 years of television in 25 days and 25 years of the movies and the things that we were talking about. And then we created a series with a fellow who looked like... he looked like Spencer Tracy, and we did it was sort of a cop series based on Hollywood mysteries. So we did a lot of unique things. And so all of that stuff came together, and people would say, wow, this show really works. And I'll never forget, we were at a conference down south in Laguna, and Barry Diller said, entertainment news will be with us as long as news is on the air. Mm-hmm. And that was the beginning. And then I got fired. And it was really hard because the fellow coming in didn't like me and wanted to make his own mark. And so I wound up training the guy who was replacing me, who was actually an Emersonian, and we had a great time. But it was very, I would go to work and I would go there even like 2 hours earlier, but he didn't like me, that's all, But wow, no one had ever not liked me before and not said, wow, you're fabulous, And it was a really hard pill. But I left and I went to work for Gary Smith, Dwight Hemming, and Nick Vanoff, the three most unbelievable men in entertainment. And I did that show for about 26 weeks.